Hey, welcome to the Easy That podcast. I'm your host, Lise Cartwright, and we are on season 6, episode 3. On today, we are going to talk about the difference between marketing and relationship building. Why is that important, right? Like, why are we talking about marketing and relationship building? Because the reason that I think a lot of us struggle when it comes to either of these things, it's treating them like they're two completely separate things. When in reality, if you focus on relationship building, marketing becomes significantly easier and vice versa. Because now you're in a position where someone is really open to recommending you and doing all of those things. I think another thing is whenever I say the word marketing, I want you to take a minute and just kind of think through what comes up for you. When you think about marketing your business, what are the things that immediately come to your mind? Now, if any of those things are wishing for sales or having to do something in terms of getting a specific result, this is why marketing ends up being difficult, because we're not actually designed to do things in silo in our business. In fact, pretty much everything I do covers 3 core areas: growing my audience and offers, nurturing my audience, and selling to my audience. And they're not mutually exclusive, which is why we want to approach marketing and relationship building as kind of complementary approach. But there are a couple of key differences. And so I think it's important to note those, because I don't want you to think all I have to do is relationship building. Although honestly, if you have a 4 in your profile, that's probably all you need to do. But I would be remiss if I didn't cover these other aspects. So marketing is also where you're going to find your metrics, your conversion, sales. That's marketing in and of itself, if we were just looking at it as a silo. Whereas relationship building is about focusing on connection, trust, long-term value, actually genuinely being in someone else's corner, ready to support them, willing to do things for them because you genuinely like them and like the things that they offer. That's what relationship building is all about. But what we're looking to achieve in our businesses is a way to help bring those two things together and not have them be competing functions. Because let's be honest, we don't have a lot of time when it comes to running our businesses. So rather than trying to focus on marketing and then focus on relationship building, consider combining the two of them together. Now, I know the first thing that you're going to ask is, well, how do you do that? I'm glad that you asked that, because that's what we're going to talk about right now. So the way that I like to approach marketing is thinking about it as a service rather than selling. And what I mean by that is really stepping into the mindset of, I have something worthy of being sold, or I have something that I know is genuinely going to help another human being. So I would be remiss if I didn't talk about it. So that's what I mean by marketing is a service. So when we think about it from that perspective, instead of promoting, it's helping. And it's a really small shift, but when you make that shift of, I'm actually helping versus promoting, then when you come to writing your nurture and sell emails, it's actually really easy to talk about the thing that you have to sell, but then releasing any pressure around the actual sale itself. Because all that you're doing is literally saying to your people, if you need more help with ABC, then I actually have something that can help you, and it's a paid thing. And if you're in a position to grab it, here's the link to go and check it out. And if you wanted to drop a discount, you could absolutely do that. Those are all the things. But that's how marketing becomes more about service than it is about pushing a sale. I mean, when we then step back and look at relationship building, we can actually combine these two together and go relationship marketing. And this is why I'm a huge fan of collaboration. Collaboration in an individual's perspective, like where you're doing a one-on-one collab, or collaboration as part of a summit or a giveaway or a book launch, anything like that. That is all relationship marketing, because now not only are you promoting something or sharing something of value, you're also building a relationship with that person, and their audience, and you're also sharing them with your audience. If you want to have a business that is easy and fun and isn't so focused on pushing sales, but is much more focused on marketing as a service and relationship marketing, then the action steps that you're going to take from today are: number one, audit the current marketing that you do have in place. So audit the emails that you're sending when you're doing your promotion. If you're running any type of ads, the last time that you were in any type of relationship building scenario, what did all of that look like? What's working and what's not? Then the number two thing that you want to do is, particularly around your emails, is reframe some of that content where you're asking for the sale and run it through the lens of, if I'm sending this email from the perspective of helping, how would I reword this? Now, this is where I would absolutely dive into Magi and use my brand persona to craft that a little bit. But you might write something like, where you've just gone through and you've shared a story, you've shared a lesson, you've shared the takeaway from, we're going through the nurture and sell framework when I talk about that. Then we're either including a call to action directly in the body of the email, or we're doing it in the PS. Whatever scenario, if we're running that through the lens of I'm actually helping someone, what you're then going to say is, if you still are struggling with this thing, so if you're still struggling with writing nurture and sell emails, then I actually have a framework and training that will help you figure this out, that will provide you with a clear framework that you can follow to not only write your stories, but to also include lessons, to also include simple call to actions and action steps, so that you know exactly what you're saying and how it's being said. You can go and check that out right now at this link. So that's how you would say that. Now, that's how I would say it. You might say it a little bit differently, but that's how you want to tweak that. This is coming at it from a service. You're not here to hide anything. You're not here to, not share the thing that you're doing. But that's what it looks like when marketing is from a service. And then relationship marketing is very much about connecting with people who have an audience that you can actually help, and that audience or that offer from that person will actually genuinely help your audience. And then just being a good human being and doing things for that person if it's aligned. We never want to do things that don't feel aligned. So hopefully that's helpful. And if you haven't checked out the Nurture and Sell framework, then you will find more details below on how to do that, or you can get it for free when you join the 1K Lab. And I will see you in the next episode.